Alright, so this video is a pretty straightforward video, but I thought I would make this video because charging batteries can be a nightmare. Charging batteries can be something that is very crucial. It's something that we can forget before a shoot. So having a charging station like this is mandatory. So I thought I would make this video as I am going to upgrade my power hub for this charging station, and I'll actually go through how you guys can make one for yourself. So as you can see, I have my charging station made using IKEA pegboard. So everything that you see when it comes to like these hooks, these trays, and the pegboard itself, it's from IKEA. However, you could make this with any pegboard that you can find at your local hardware store or any place like Amazon. But the reason why I like IKEA is because it looks minimal, it's clean, and there should be an IKEA around your city. So yeah, so basically the layout, I have Sony NPFs right here. I have my AA battery charger here. And of course I have my Sony FC100 chargers. So the reason why I have it laid out like this is so that I can have all my charging stuff on my left, and I can run all the cables through the back, which I'll actually show you in a bit. And then on my right side, I have two trays. So these two trays, you can use it however you want. So because oftentimes as filmmakers, we forget our batteries are actually dead and we forget to charge them sometimes, you could separate the two between the dead and the fully charged batteries. So the top can be dead and the bottom can be fully charged, or vice versa. So having two trays like this, it helps you to identify which is dead and which is fully charged. And then of course you have your hooks for cables like USB-C or your microphone cables or your XLRs. These hooks are also just versatile for just basically hanging stuff while you're charging your stuff, like your drone or like your gimbal batteries. You can hang your gimbal like this and then charge it using USB-C or just take out the battery. Anyways, so basically how this works is you have a USB power distributor. So basically I'll be upgrading this old one for this one because this one is around 60, 80-ish watts. But if you want to charge a lot of devices at once, I recommend something like this, which is 140 watts. So basically the more watts you have with your USB hub, I guess, the more devices you can charge. So basically, as you can see, all my cables are being fed around the pegboard into the back. And basically I'll show you guys how you guys can hang this later. But as you can see, I have a power surge power bar on my left, and then I have everything that's needing power plugged into here, including the USB hub. So basically all my USB-C and micro USB accessories are being powered using this. And then I have my power surge power bar, which protects all the chargers from a power surge. So this is essential as well. You need a power surge power bar that plugs into your wall, and then you have your USB distributor powering the accessories. So let's just get right into it. So basically how I have it stuck to the pegboard with all of my accessories is using Velcro. Using Velcro allows you to basically take the chargers out that you need to take for your travel shoot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new USB hub. I'm going to make sure that the USB is facing the way the cables are running from. So like I showed you earlier, make sure that your cable is going through one direction, and then make sure your USB hub is facing that direction so you can plug all your USB-C and USB stuff. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, because these cables are pretty long, all I did was I attached the power surge bar using Velcro as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug this in to my power surge, and I'm just going to plug this into my USB hub. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some cable ties to cable manage. Alright, so I'm just going to do that. And then now basically once I stick the Velcro, this cable won't be going anywhere because the Velcro will keep it sturdy. Alright, so once you stick your Velcro like this, you should be able to just stick it on like this, and this will stay intact. It will not go anywhere. So now once you have done that, you just plug in all your USB, and because this USB-C hub does not have enough USB-A, if you need to use more USB-A, then you can always grab these USB-C to A adapters that comes with your Android phone, and then you can basically power all your USB like that as well. So once you have done that, you have basically all your chargers plugged in, and because I want to use this as a charging station for my phone as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave one USB-C cable hanging so that I can use that to power and charge my phone or any other USB-C adapters. And basically, like I mentioned earlier, if you have a powerful USB-C hub with USB-A, then you'll be basically able to charge everything with this one accessory. So just to recap, you have your Surge power bar powering your USB hub and your other MPF chargers and things like that. And then basically you run all the cables to the direction where you want to plug in your USB hub, and then you just do a little bit of cable management. Because we put the Power Surge protector power bar at the back of the pegboard, we want to make sure that we have clearance between the wall and the Power Surge and the pegboard. So basically what I have done is I have mounted plywood to make sure I have enough clearance to go between the wall and the pegboard. So basically the cleanest way to do this is get a metal detector and make sure that you're not making sure that you have positions where you can drill into the wall. Basically the reason why you want to do this is so that you don't actually drill into like a water pipe or like a AC port, and you don't want to damage it, of course. So that's why you gotta use the metal detector, making sure that you have spots where you can screw in a bunch of plywood so that you can actually screw in your pegboard. This part is part of my room where I can plug in the Surge protector, but also have a drilling point. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 screws and screw it into the plywood. So basically this plywood gives that gap that I talked about earlier. So basically all you have to do is find the hole, right? So find the hole and then you gotta screw it in. Roughly do it. But as you can see, this hangs a pegboard, and then I'm going to do the same with the other side. Alright, so I'm just going to screw this in. Alright, and as you can see, it screws in pretty nicely. Because of the plywood, there's enough gaps for the charging station to stick on to the wall. And now you just take your trays and your hooks and make sure that you have enough storage options to store your batteries and things like that. So now all you have to do is you just plug in your power, turn on your Surge protector, and make sure you have all your devices plugged in. So as you can see, I have power for all of my devices, as you can see. So now if I just toss in batteries, it will charge. And then once your battery is done, you can put it on these trays to make sure that your batteries are fully charged. So I know this was a very confusing video. I know I rushed some of the parts, but I hope this video clears up and shows you guys how to streamline your charging process. So if this video was helpful, please leave a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.